no disrespect meant in my celebration at MK Dons FC. It means a lot to me. Emotions took over, and if anyone was offended, then I apologise. I also can't write, so Andrew can't read.
That's perfect.
Jockney Gribbening. He's tweeted in to say, end of September, we will be in the relegation zone. Can't disagree with that. And Matt McGinn says, slice of reality today. Not much between the teams. But hashtag BCFC. Took chances and we wasted them. Hashtag MK Dons.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the studio.
You thought you were going to be funny then, didn't you?
I did. It's like, no, nothing to finish this one with. There is nothing. Hemel Heskey is saying that he's in Port in the Republic of Ireland with a few beers. So, in your face, Camden Paul. He is the furthest away right now. We'll have to see if anyone else can come up with anything that beats that. But for now, I shall press this so we can hear of other things.
Join me, Gary Fitz, every Monday night, 10 o'clock.
Leading the fight, one man fate has made indestructible. His name,
Gary Fitz here.
2 hours of the coolest tunes, every Monday night, 10 o'clock.
You listen to the MooCamp Radio Show here on Seclo Sounds, the show of which Mick MK Don, or Irish MK, has said listening from Irish, that accent was shocking, which is nice. I think he's talking about yours, but I'm not sure, Albert, you never know. We had a match this very Saturday that has just gone past, and we probably need to talk about it a little bit. Wow, that's quite interesting. If you can stop it doing that, that would be kind of good.
I believe I've stopped it.
Well done.
Thank you for that.
Don't touch it again.
Sorry.
Am I allowed to put my hand up this time, or should I just keep pretending that I didn't go like I did last week?
You can keep pretending if it helps. Hands.
Hand.
And
kind of a hand. Depends on how the conversation's going and whether I want to pretend that I was there or not.
That's fair enough. So, what do we think? What do we think of our lineup? Do you remember?
Diego Poyet, decent.
Allison, he's called.
Allison.
Allison Poyet.
Okay.
Probably.
Joke number one.
I don't know. I know what you're going to say, but I really enjoyed that, to be quite honest. I thought it was a good game. I thought the first half, well, for the first 2.5 minutes at least, were like a cheap suit, to be quite honest. The difference between them and us was we had Gallagher up front and they didn't. Basically, that's the only difference, I think. I was a bit disappointed to see Spence getting off, but I thought old Hodgson just, he covered fine, quite honestly. I don't see what the problem is with that. All right, the problem is they scored 2 goals and we didn't score any.
It's very
Apart
true.
from that, I thought it was all right. I thought the first half was great.
Some people say that our insight and analysis we give on this programme is rubbish. But
I've written it down in my new notebook.
He's got a new notebook. It's made of paper and everything. No screens, no batteries. This is real life happening live on the radio.
The only thing I found disappointing was, I don't know if anyone else noticed it, but did you see let me just work this out, their right back running about half the length of the pitch to get involved in at least 2 arguments with the ref? Yeah. And he looked really like Gleeson, didn't he? And I thought, oh, you cheeky monkey, coming back here and causing arguments, but it wasn't him. No. And I have to quickly score it out on this notebook.
How have you got a notebook? You haven't mentioned that.
It was, I thought it was alright. I mean,
I thought it was a great game. Really enjoyed it.
I
could watch games like that all the time. It's always gutting, but we will play a lot worse than that and still win this season, I reckon.
I think that I thought first half we were pretty decent. I actually thought we were going to win it. I was quite confident, and I'm never normally wrong. But I don't know. There was something about it.
Come on, keep going.
Yeah, there was something about it that I know we've played 4 or 5 championship games already, but that was the first time where I looked at the match, not necessarily the opposition or just us, but the match as a whole, and said that was a championship game. If you're watching that on Sky Sports, I think you'll be saying that was a good, very decent performance. I think at times when we played Rotherham or Preston or Reading, we've looked like a team who's just come up, but I thought we matched them for at least a half until they got their goal. After that, I think they ran away with it a bit, but I was all right with our performance. It's just fairly obvious. If we had a striker who could finish or had a bit of experience about him, we probably would have got something out of that.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I think we would have tucked away at least one of our chances, and that changes the whole complexion of the game.
But it made a massive difference if rather than heading it back
across the goal in the 6-yard
he
box.
just headed it towards the goal, you know.
And that's lack of confidence, and he was
Yeah.
trying to set something up, but he was hard.
His confidence is shot to pieces. That lad, it really is.
And it's almost as if I can't think why, because no one's on his back or anything like that.
No, people are giving him loads of space. I've actually written down in my notebook here. Is he the worst striker we've ever had?
Absolutely not. I reckon they'll be all right.
I genuinely think Sam will come all right.
I think they will be. I'm not so sure about the other one. I don't know. I mean, I think...
I'm not too sure about Church, but I think Gallagher's got something. I wasn't happy with him and how he missed up a couple of things on Saturday, but I think the presence that he has in and around the box, I think all it takes is that goal to go in off his backside, and I don't think he'll necessarily go on and score 20, but I think his confidence will go up and he'll get more involved in games than that.
Yeah. What do we think of their fans?
I thought they were top notch.
Fantastic,
really?
yeah.
Honestly,
yeah,
I thought that they were... I was expecting them... Do you remember the way Leeds were when they turned up and they just never shut up?
There was a wall of sound, wasn't it?
I reckon
thought they were
Leeds
gonna
did
be
the
like
same. I think we've had this...
Who was it that was noisy all the time then?
Man United.
A Leicester or
A
something?
bit
like
of
that?
Wolves. Just about everyone comes along. They make a load of noise to start off with, but the moment they don't start, rampaging all
On the
over
field,
us,
yeah.
they just shush up again.
The only time I thought they were really good was actually ironic
After the
enough
score.
when I was leaving, and they were
Do you
just...
reckon that's deliberate?
Yeah. Well, they
He's
were just,
going!
Shout! Yeah, there he goes. Take your notebook with you. They were shouting. They were, no, as you were walking out, I stopped and I turned around to the noise and I thought, yeah, well done to you lot, because it wasn't just like isolated pockets of one guy singing Birmingham City Army or whatever and someone else singing Here We Go. No, they were all singing the same song.
Bleep on the Villa.
See, on the contrary, because the final 20 minutes or so, well, after they scored their second goal, so it might be the final 10, I went over to the East Stand on the literally the seat right next to the the cut into
horse box.
The separation material between home and away fans.
Separation material.
That's very good.
That's what I've called it for years. But anyway, I was there, and the closer you are to it, obviously it sounds louder, but you could hear on the top tier furthest away, the top tier closest towards the goal, you could hear them singing "We're Birmingham City," and then the ones right near us were singing one song, and then you could hear the little pocket in the middle were trying to start "Keep Right On," and it was sort of then the group nearest to them started singing "Keep Right On," and then by the time they're about the third verse of it, the top tier are catching on and they're finishing. It's
like when London's Burning doesn't work.
Yeah,
and that's just
doing
wrong.
little round robins around a circuit.
I'm going to make a complaint about their fans, and this is a complaint I've never made about away fans before. I'm going to make it now. Their articulation was appalling. Seriously, when they were singing really, really loud.
Have you heard the Birmingham accent
not understand.
Close?
Well, yeah, I know, but you still expect to be able to understand it when you've got 4,000 people singing at you. But I couldn't get the words.
That is
just
the
this.
worst.
Isn't
That
that
is
the worst
the worst
complaint?
accent in the British Isles. Worse than Liverpool, worse than Edinburgh, worse than anything. That is the single worst accent.
Worse than Albies.
Beg to differ.
Well, not when he did his thing, obviously. When
Yeah.
he did his Irish one. It's a terrible accent.
No, I think it's fantastic. I think it's brilliant. Incidentally, though, the biggest thing that came out of it, not the fact we lost, not the fact that there were fans, not the fact that the referee got pushed, but the fact that there was an ex-player against us and he decided to have the cheek
to celebrate in front of his own
to
fans.
celebrate. But not only did he have the cheek to celebrate, but to think about it and then saying, you know what, I've scored a goal for my team that might win 3 points. I'm going to celebrate, and he ran off and done it.
Yeah.
How dare he?
If he'd scored at our end,
Glad he got injured.
if he'd scored at the Cowshed end, he definitely wouldn't have
Nah,
done
he wouldn't
that.
have done that.
he wouldn't have done
So I think, you know what? Good luck to you, mate.
Good luck to him,
You know,
indeed.
and like we said, sort of before we came on here, I would have actually rather that he ran full pelt towards us and did the old daddy by own knees on the thing while everyone's chucking padded seats at him. That would have just done me. I don't get this. See the non-celebration.
I would have ran on and gave him a hug.
The non-celebration is actually worse than a celebration. All that hands by your side. No, I don't want to see it.
It's attention seeking, isn't it?
It's ridiculous. You know?
The worst one that I think of is fair enough. Like when Eisel scored against us for Portsmouth a couple of years ago, and he scored the goal, but he ran towards the cowshed and then put his hands up as if to say, "Right, I'm going to walk in front of you so you can see me," and then went. You know, and I'm like, mate, just don't.
Those of you watching at home, he's making hand gestures.
Well, says the people who were passing around a picture last week in the studio.
Well, you still didn't guess where the ball was, did you?
No, I still didn't figure it out.
We'll try again this week. All right. Okay, listen. Just a couple of quick questions. Was it Gleeson that shoved the ref?
Yeah, it was.
Because I thought I saw someone shove, but I didn't realise it was him.
I forgot all about the ref.
Yeah.
Flipping heck.
Ref wasn't good.
He had a struggle, didn't he?
To be fair to the poor bloke, it was the first game he'd ever reffed.
Yeah.
It was the fourth official because the referee.
Is that why we were 10 minutes late kick? No.
Yeah, the referee
That's why the
didn't
music
pass the
played for so
fitness
long.
test before the game, which I find
What, 10
rather
minutes
stupid.
before? Yeah. Is that when they normally do it? Just said, give us that whistle, Chief, right, run up and down.
I think I've spotted a flaw in there, scheduling there.
The only thing I'll say about the referee is, as Modders has said, it was his first game. He made a few dodgy decisions, but I don't think any of them costed us. A few people have said about the penalty. The first wasn't a penalty. He actually was lucky not to get booked for diving Bodic.
Yeah.
The only good thing about him was that he was inconsistently poor.
Oh, definitely. I think it was as bad for them as he was for us, in fairness.
So we couldn't really complain about
No,
it.
exactly. He wasn't the reason we lost.
Okay, that'll do me.
Heard it here first.
You are listening to the MooCamp Radio Show.
Oh, was that me? Sorry, I'm all over the place here. Right, coming up next in the next bit of the show, in fact, you'll be amazed by the quality of the material we've put together. And not necessarily in a good way, but we'll bring them up. Oh, that's put me off, sorry, Ed. Modders even. We're going to start again. Right, in the next bit of the show, we'll bring you a roundup of the performance of our new signings this season. We'll hear another sensational new chant sung without the aid of a safety net by our very own young Albie, and we'll hear the first instalment of Franchise Watch. Matchsticks are good for keeping your eyelids open, I'm led to believe.
They certainly are.
This just in. This second one. Following the photo taken at Stadium MK on Saturday of Carl Robbo Crobbo Robbing Robinson shaking hands with MK Don Supremo legend Charles Coppell, the club have announced a major PR campaign called Robbo Meets, which has been designed. That's your fault, Albie. Which has been designed to improve the public perception of the club. Announcing the campaign today, Club Supremo, call me Andy Cullen, listed the next few public figures lined up to press the flesh with Crobbo, David Cameron, Tony Air, Rose West, and Scrappy Dappy Doo will all visit Stadium MK in the coming months. More on this when we've worked out which of those is most repellent.
Okay, you can contact us by coughing really loudly at the back of the studio, or by wishing that Jim White would announce somebody has signed a contract on transfer deadline day other than Freddie Ljungberg, or alternatively, you can use more conventional methods. You can contact us on Facebook, and we're at facebook.com/the MooCamp. You can tweet us using the hashtag the MooCamp during the show. You can email radio@moocamp.com. You can text 80085, but remember to start your message with, "You had your chance, never again, or else it won't reach us." Or you can text direct to the studio on 07848 930 396.
We've got a couple of texts in here from Derek from last week, who was texting in to say, peeing myself laughing at Jers about you sounding like Ian Paisley. LOL. And then said, oi, nothing wrong with Edinburgh accent, Jers. Go on, Jers, reply.
You say that as if you mean it. That's an appalling accent and an absolutely dreadful city to boot.
I agree.
Do you know what? Edinburgh, one street and a clock made out of flowers. That is it.
Anyway.
Incidentally, Stephen Gleeson, whoever he is, has tweeted in to apologise for the weather over the bank holiday weekend. Doris Eiderdown from Coffeeall has texted in to say that she's hot and frustrated, if we know what she means. I certainly do, Doris. I certainly do. Luke from BBC 3CR has texted in to ask, how come you guys are so popular and I'm not? Oh, because you're Luke. Rhiannon from Birmingham has texted in to say, which is awkward because I know Rhiannon from Birmingham. I hope it's not the same one. Can't believe how nice your stadium is. Can we have it, please? And Mark from Great Linford says, I'm asking this for a friend, not me. Does anyone know whether there's a photographer required for the MK Dons Lady team?
Okay, I've got a couple of things here. Mick MK Don has said he's about 30 miles further. I presume, is that further away in Kilkenny than Hemel Heskey? So he's claiming to be the furthest away. I've got a Franco from Tristan da Cunha. I have no idea how far away that is, but it seems like that might be somewhere where he's claiming he's further away than anybody else. But I think that's about to be beaten. Because Lisa, long-time listener, major political candidate from last year's show, has said she's apparently in a parallel universe, so she thinks we're doing okay. So